here we're going to look at point slope form. So in your packet, we are going to skip around a bit. This is page 53. This is 5.5 notes, which just are on page 51, but I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead to number 6 in 5.5. So this is 5.5. We're on page 53. Okay, so the first thing we want to look at here is point slope form. This is our point slope form. It is y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. So I'm going to go ahead and give you some of the information that was found on the previous pages that we're going to need. So we had 24, 410, and then we had m equals 15. And what we're going to do here is we are going to plug it into point slope. So we have y minus, this is going to be m, and then we have x1, y1 is point. And then it's minus 410 minus the y is equal to, m is our 15 times x minus x1, which is 24. So if you notice, I color coded that on purpose because the only three things that you're plugging in are to the purple spots. So the pink never changes. Okay, so now we're going to solve that. We have y minus 410 is equal to 15 x minus 24. First thing you do is distribute, because we want to put this in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. So we have to distribute. So bring down the y minus 410 is equal to 15 times x, so 15x, times 15 times 24 minus 360. Okay. Number 2, we're going to add or subtract the y1. So here we're going to add 410 to both sides. We're going to add it to the number at the end because it doesn't have a variable. So negative 410, positive 410 becomes y equals 15x, negative 360 plus 410 gives you a positive 50. So slope-intercept y equals mx plus b. There you go. We have y equals mx plus b. All right. Like I said, we're going to skip around. So that was page 53. Let's look at page 54. We're going to go to number 9. So again, the first thing you need to do here is at the top of your paper, you need to write down the point slope form. Y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. Okay, so that is point, you're using a point slope form. So using, it says write an equation of the line that passes through given point and with a given slope. That's why you're using point slope form. Then write the equation in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. So we're going to start with this, and then we're going to end with y equals mx plus b form. So the first thing you need to do is label. So it passes through the point, x1, y1, has a slope of 3, which is m. So I'm going to plug that in. Y minus, y1 is 6, is equal to m is 3 times x minus negative 5. minus a negative becomes positive there. Distribute, first thing distribute, y minus 6 is equal to 3x plus 15. Second, add or subtract the y1. Add 6 to both sides, doing the opposite, so we want these to cancel. Y equals 3x plus 21. Y equals mx plus b form. Okay, go ahead and take a look at this one. Hopefully you can get ahead of me and start setting this up. You're going to use point slope form, which should be at the top of your page. Y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. So if we go x1, y1, and then slope of m, y minus 0 is equal to 1/2 times x minus 4. Y minus 0 becomes y. Distribute 1/2 x, make sure that x doesn't look like it's on the bottom, minus 2. Y equals mx plus b. Okay, I want you to go ahead and pause this one and try to set it up and solve it yourself. Alright, here we go. Y equals negative 4x plus 10. So you plugged in, make sure you plugged in correctly. When you distribute, that negative 4 times negative 3 becomes positive 12. Be careful there. Okay, now we're going to move to number 4. So I think we skipped over a couple of pages here. Move to number 4. Alright, so again, at the top of this page, we're going to need our formula. Okay, y minus y is equal to m times x minus x1. Now, let's find the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. So at the bottom, we want it to be in the y equals mx plus b for our answer. So we got to do a little work to get there. You're given 2 points, but we don't have a slope, we don't have an n. Question is, can you find n with those 2 points? Of course we can. M is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Label x1, y1, x2, y2. Five minus 2 is 3. 1 minus a negative 2 is 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1, so that's equal to m. So now the question is, what do I use? So it doesn't matter if you use which set of points you pick a set. So I'm going to use this m, it's the only m I got. Then I'm going to use this set of points. So y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. Okay, start plugging in. Remember, you're only plugging in here, here, and here. So y minus y1 is 2 is equal to m, which we found was 1, times x minus x1 is negative 2. And this negative becomes positive. So y minus 2, distribute the 1, x plus 2, add 2 to both sides, get rid of it here, y equals x plus 4. That's my final answer. Okay, I'm going to try another one. So again, you have to use the slope formula to find the slope first, and then you can plug in. So go ahead and find the slope. This is something we've learned previously. Pause it, find slope. Alrighty, your slope there is negative 5/2. I've circled x1, y1. I'm going to use 1, 7. Plug it into this formula here. So I get y minus 7 is equal to negative 5/2 x minus 1. Check your setup there. You can go ahead and pause this if you want. I'm going to keep working through it. Okay, now we're going to distribute that negative 5/2, so y minus 7 comes down. Negative 5/2 times x is negative 5/2 x. Negative 5/2 times negative 1 is positive 5/2. Add 7 to both sides. So you can either do this in your calculator. Okay, y equals negative 5/2 x. You can do this in your calculator. If you do, use parentheses around the fraction. 5/2, parentheses 5 divided by 2, parentheses plus 7. Or, just like we learned way back when, 5/2 plus common denominator of 2. 2 times 7 is 14. You get 19/2, which is also 9.5, which is what you would have gotten in your calculator. Y equals negative 5/2 x plus 9.5. Okay, go ahead and pause this and try this one. Okay, I'm not done yet. This is where I'm at. Because my slope was 0, when I plug it into point slope and I distribute, everything else becomes 0. But I'm not done. I have y minus 1 is equal to 0. Y minus 1 is not my answer. Again, it's equal to 0. So you still have to add 1 to both sides. So y is equal to 1 is my equation. Okay, and that is our lesson for point slope form.